So, you're driving along, minding your own business, and then, boom, that dreaded orange light pops up on your dash. You pull out your code reader and it gives you this cryptic message, P117B. What in the world is that? Well, don't worry. In this explainer, we're going to break this code down and show you exactly how to get it solved.
Yeah, seeing that check engine light, it's stressful. It's your car's way of screaming that something's wrong, but it never tells you what. That code, P117B, that's the key. And today, we're going to unlock what it's trying to tell you and your Ford.
Okay, here's our game plan. It's a simple 5-step roadmap. First, we'll decode what P117B even means. Then we'll figure out what your car is trying to say. We'll look at the 4 possible causes, find the right fix for each one, and finally, lay out your action plan so you know exactly what to do next. All right, first things first. Let's get right into it and figure out what this code is actually all about. You got to understand the problem before you can solve it, right?
So at its core, P1117 means you have an EGT sensor correlation issue. EGT just stands for exhaust gas temperature. Now these sensors are super important. They measure how hot your exhaust is, which helps your car manage everything from performance to emissions. So in plain English, your car's main computer has noticed that the sensors on one side of your engine, that's bank 1, are giving it conflicting reports. They're not on the same page, and the computer is throwing a flag on the play.
And here's what's really interesting. This isn't just some vague disagreement. The computer triggers this specific code only when the temperature difference between those sensors is more than 25 degrees Celsius, or about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a very precise number for a very specific problem.
Okay, so the technical definition is one thing, but let's make this way simpler. What is your car really trying to tell you? I've got an analogy that makes this crystal clear.
This really gets to the heart of it. Just picture a communication breakdown. You've got the main brain trying to make all the important decisions, but it's getting confusing, conflicting signals from its network of nerves.
So let's break that down, right? The brain in your car is the powertrain control module, or PCM. It's the big boss. The nerves are those 3 exhaust gas temperature sensors we talked about. And the problem? The nerves are sending mixed messages about the temperature to the brain. When the brain gets these contradictory signals, it can't do its job right, so it throws up that P11B code to let you know something's wrong.
Okay, now we get the what, but we really need to figure out the why. Why is this communication breakdown happening? Well, there are 4 main suspects we need to investigate. And here they are, our 4 prime suspects. It could be as simple as an EGT sensor that's just given up, or maybe it's a sensor that's not calibrated correctly. It could also be faulty wiring or a bad connector. And in some rarer cases, the issue could be with the brain itself, the PCM.
You know, finding the cause is half the battle. So now, let's talk solutions. The good news is, for every one of our 4 suspects, there's a specific fix.
This table lays it out perfectly. For every cause, there's a clear-cut solution. If a sensor fails, you replace it. Simple. If it's not calibrated right, you recalibrate it. Bad wiring, you repair or replace it. And if it turns out to be the PCM, well, that gets replaced too. No guesswork here, just a direct path to a fix. Now this is a really important point, so listen up. If you're handy with a wrench, replacing a sensor might be a job you can tackle yourself on a weekend. But, and this is a big but, the other 3 issues, recalibration, digging into wiring harnesses, and especially swapping out the PCM, those are jobs you really want to leave to a professional mechanic. They have the right tools and know-how.
All right, you've got the knowledge. You know the code, the causes, and the solutions. So what's your move? Let's put together your immediate action plan.
Here are your marching orders. First, get a pro to confirm the code just to be sure your reader is on the money. Second, start with the easy stuff. You or your mechanic should take a good look at the wiring and connectors for any obvious damage. And most importantly, do it fast. This isn't a code you want to ignore because it can lead to much bigger, much more expensive engine problems down the line.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The source material we're looking at is crystal clear on this. This is not a wait-and-see kind of problem. Getting it properly diagnosed and fixed as soon as you can is absolutely critical to protect your engine.
So, let's end on this thought. That P117B code, it's more than just an annoying light. It's a direct warning from your car's central nervous system. It's telling you something is off. Now that you know what it means and you know what's at stake, the only real question left is your engine worth the risk of waiting?